She showed me the container first thing, pulled it out of her bag before she even sat down. A large white tub, protein powder, the kind sold specifically for seniors, with a photograph of a smiling older woman on the label. She had been using it every morning for 18 months, measured it precisely, mixed it with the right amount of water, never missed a day. She placed it on the desk between us and said, "I am doing everything right, so why am I still getting weaker?" I looked at the tub, I looked at her, and I had to tell her something that the company whose name was on that label spends considerable money making sure she never fully understood. The most powerful trigger for reversing muscle loss in the human body after 60 is not chemical. It is not dietary. It cannot be bottled, powdered, or sold in a subscription box. It is mechanical, it is physical, and it costs absolutely nothing. I am Dr. Elizabeth Aliu, a health educator specializing in elderly wellness and healthy aging. I have spent years sitting across from seniors who have done everything the supplement labels promised, and still lost ground, still felt weaker, still watched their strength quietly disappear despite the carefully measured scoops every morning. And in almost every one of those cases, the missing piece was not more supplementation. It was something far simpler, far cheaper, and far more powerful. Today, I am going to show you 3 exercises that reverse muscle loss faster than any supplement available to seniors. I will show you exactly how to perform each one, how to modify it if you are a complete beginner, and what is happening inside your muscle tissue in the weeks after you begin. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will have everything you need to start today, not next week, today. Before I show you the 3 exercises, I need to show you something that most fitness advice never reaches, because once you understand why these exercises work, you will never need motivation to do them again. The understanding becomes the fuel. After 60, your body loses muscle for 2 reasons simultaneously. Here is the first, and it is the one everybody talks about: hormonal decline. Testosterone, estrogen, growth hormone, all dropping steadily, all reducing your body's natural muscle-building signals. This is the pathway supplements target. Protein provides raw material. Amino acids provide building blocks. For this pathway, supplements are genuinely useful. I am not dismissing them. But here is the second reason, and this is the one that nobody in the supplement industry has any financial interest in explaining to you. After 60, your neuromuscular connection begins to deteriorate. The communication pathway between your brain and your muscle fibers weakens. Your brain sends a signal: contract this muscle, and fewer fibers respond. Specifically, the fast twitch fibers, the ones responsible for power, stability, and the quick reactive strength that catches you when you stumble, begin going offline. Not because they are gone, because they are not being called. And in the human body, what is not called upon is eventually decommissioned. Think of it this way. Your supplements are the food delivery arriving at a construction site every morning. Protein, amino acids, raw material, all of it. But the construction crew has stopped responding to the work order. The food arrives, nobody picks up the tools. The building still weakens. Supplements feed the crew. Exercise sends the work order. Without the work order, nothing gets built, regardless of how well the crew is fed. The 3 exercises I am about to show you are selected specifically because they send the strongest possible work order to fast-twitch muscle fibers across your entire body simultaneously. And a 2023 meta-analysis in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, reviewing over 200 studies, confirmed that this category of exercise produces the largest measurable reductions in functional muscle decline of any modality studied, larger than cardio, larger than swimming, larger than standard weight training, for this specific population, at this specific age. Stay with me. The first exercise is not what you expect. Exercise number 1, the wall sit. I know exactly what you are thinking. A wall sit. That is what gym teachers assign as punishment. That cannot possibly outperform a $60 tub of protein powder. Here's what changes when I explain what is happening inside your muscle tissue during those 30 seconds of holding still. A wall sit is an isometric exercise. Your muscles contract hard and continuously under significant load without moving. You slide your back down a wall until your thighs are at a comfortable angle. You hold, you breathe. And during that hold, blood flow to the working muscles is temporarily restricted by the sustained muscular pressure. Then, the moment you stand back up, that blood floods back in. The vessels expand rapidly. The muscle fibers are suddenly bathed in oxygenated, nutrient-rich blood. And this repeated cycle of restriction and release is one of the most powerful stimuli known for reactivating dormant fast-twitch fibers in older adults. This is the exact exercise category the British Journal of Sports Medicine study identified as superior to every other form of exercise for seniors with declining muscle function. Not the treadmill, not the stationary bike. The wall. Your back against it. Your thighs working. Holding. Here is your starting protocol, and I want you to notice how little it asks of you. Slide your back down a wall to a comfortable angle. Your thighs do not need to reach parallel, especially at first. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds. Breathe in and out normally throughout. This is non-negotiable. If you hold your breath, blood pressure spikes and the mechanism is lost entirely. Stand back up. Rest 30 seconds. Repeat twice more. 3 sets, under 3 minutes total. Every week, add 10 seconds to your hold. By week 6, most of my patients are holding 60 to 90 seconds comfortably and reporting that stairs feel different. Not easier in a vague way, specifically different. The legs responding faster, more reliably, with less calculation. For complete beginners, do not slide all the way down. A very slight bend, thighs at 45 degrees rather than parallel, delivers the same mechanical stimulus at a fraction of the intensity. Start there. Your body will show you when it is ready to go deeper. Listen to it, now. The second exercise is the one that surprises people most, not because it is difficult, because it looks like almost nothing. And it targets the exact dimension of your strength that is failing most quietly. The dimension your independence depends on every single day without you realizing it. Stay right here. Exercise number 2, the resistance band row. A simple loop of elastic, costs less than $5. Can be done from any chair, in any room, in any home on the planet. And it targets something that most seniors are losing in silence, in ways that do not announce themselves until a crisis makes them impossible to ignore. Your upper body pulling strength, the grip that catches a railing, the arms that reach the counter when your balance shifts, the back muscles that hold you upright in the chair for 2 hours, the shoulders that lift a grandchild without a second thought. After 60, pulling strength declines faster than pushing strength. And it is pulling strength, not pushing, that your daily independence is built on. Nobody ever fell because they could not push something away from them. But the inability to pull, to grip, to stabilize, to catch, that is where the danger lives. Here is how to perform it. Sit in a sturdy chair. Loop the band around a fixed point at chest height, a door handle, a bedpost, a sturdy table leg. Hold one end in each hand, arms extended forward. Pull both hands toward your chest, elbows driving back, and at the peak, squeeze the muscles between your shoulder blades. Hold that contraction for 1 full second. Then return, slowly, over 2 to 3 seconds, extending your arms back out with control. That slow return matters more than most people realize. The controlled release phase, what exercise scientists call the eccentric portion, is where a significant share of the muscle-building stimulus lives. The seniors I see who rush through the return are leaving the most valuable seconds of the exercise on the floor. Do not rush the return. The 2 to 3 seconds back out is not rest. It is work. Rest 45 seconds between sets. 4 minutes total. I want you to feel something specific during this exercise. At the peak of each row, at the moment your hands are pulled to your chest and your shoulder blades are squeezed together, notice that your posture is perfect. Your shoulders are back. Your spine is upright. Your chest is open. That position is what your body is supposed to feel like. That is what pulling strength held upright for decades. Feel it. Remember it. Come back to it 3 times a week. For complete beginners, use the lightest band available. 5 repetitions per set only. The movement pattern matters far more than the resistance at this stage. Your connective tissue needs 2 weeks of light work before you ask more of it. The third exercise is the shortest, the simplest, and the one most directly connected to whether you will be living independently or not at 80. I need you to hear why before I show you how. Because without the why, this one is too easy to skip. Exercise number 3, the single leg stand. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in adults over 65. Not heart disease, not stroke, falls. And the primary reason seniors fall is not weak legs. It is a deteriorated neuromuscular connection. The breakdown in communication between the brain, the inner ear, the joints, and the stabilizing muscle fibers. The system that tells your body where it is in space and fires the right muscles in the right sequence in the fraction of a second before you hit the floor has gone quiet through disuse. When you stand on one leg, you are not simply balancing. You are forcing your brain to rapidly recruit dozens of stabilizing fibers in the ankle, the calf, the knee, the hip, the core, that ordinary walking never fully activates. You are sending a work order to a system that has been waiting years for one. Here is your protocol. Stand near a wall or sturdy surface, close enough to touch for safety, but not holding on. Lift one foot slightly off the floor. Hold 20 to 30 seconds. Lower. Switch feet. 3 rounds each side. Under 3 minutes. Eyes open to start. As your confidence builds, within 2 to 3 weeks for most people, try eyes closed for 5 to 10 seconds. The moment you close your eyes, you will feel immediately how much your vision has been compensating for your proprioceptive system. The wobble you feel with eyes closed is the exact system this exercise is rebuilding. That wobble is the work. Stay in it. For complete beginners, hold the wall with one hand throughout. Lift only your heel, toes still touching the floor. Even this partial version activates the stabilizing network meaningfully. Progress to full foot lift when you are ready. There is no deadline. Now I need to tell you about Joseph. He sat down in my office and placed both hands flat on the desk in front of him, the way a man does when he wants to hold himself steady. He was 74. The kind of man who spent 40 years knowing exactly what his body could do, and doing it without thinking. He looked at those hands for a moment before he spoke. Then he said, "Last Tuesday I had to sit down on the stairs, halfway up, just sat there, because I wasn't sure I was going to make it to the top." He had been taking protein supplements for 2 years, $40 a month, every month, measured, timed, consistent. He did everything the label instructed. His grandson had recommended the product. He trusted his grandson. I asked him one question. "Joseph, when did you last ask your muscles to actually work hard?" He looked at the wall for a long time. Then he looked back at me. "I genuinely don't know." That was the whole answer. His muscles were being fed. They were not being called. The work order had stopped going out years ago. The crew had gone home. And no amount of protein arriving at an empty construction site was going to build anything. Nothing else changed. Same food, same supplements, same everything, just the wall sit, the band row, and the single leg stand, 3 times per week, 20 minutes. At 90 days he came back. He walked to the chair differently than he had the first time. Not carefully, not deliberately. Just walked, sat down, and said, "Last week, I carried a 40-pound bag of concrete mix from my truck to my garage. I didn't think about it until I was already inside." He paused, looked at his hands, the same hands he had placed flat on the desk the first time. 2 years of supplements didn't do that. 3 months of these exercises did. I want to tell you something that I think about every time I sit across from a senior who has spent years buying products and wondering why they are still declining. Picture that shelf in the health food store. The protein powders, the creatine, the amino acid complexes, the muscle support formulas, all of it, billions of dollars of it. And somewhere in the same town as that shelf, in a living room or a bedroom or a kitchen, there is a wall. There is a resistance band. There is a patch of floor wide enough to stand on. Nobody profits from that wall. Nobody earns a commission from that band. Nobody sends a monthly reminder when you stand on one foot while your coffee brews. The most powerful intervention available to your muscles after 60 is free, and always has been, and will never be advertised to you on television because there is no money in it for anyone except you. You are not declining because you failed to find the right product. You are declining because nobody gave you the work order. You now have it. The only question is whether you give it to your muscles tonight. Let us bring it all together. 3 exercises, 1 protocol, starting today. Exercise 1, the wall sit. Back against the wall, thighs at a comfortable angle, 20 to 30 seconds. Breathe throughout. 3 sets, 30 seconds rest between sets. Build 10 seconds each week. Reactivates lower body fast twitch fibers through isometric restriction and release. Proven in clinical literature to outperform every other exercise type for functional muscle preservation in adults over 60. Exercise 2, the resistance band row. Seated band at chest height. Pull to chest. 1 second hold at peak. Slow 2 to 3 second return. 3 sets of 10 reps. 45 seconds rest. Rebuilds the upper body pulling network. The grip, the stabilization, the postural strength that daily independence runs on. Exercise 3, the single leg stand, near a wall for safety, 1 foot lifted, 20 to 30 seconds per side, 3 rounds each side, eyes open, progressing to eyes closed. Retrains the proprioceptive neuromuscular system, the fall prevention network that ordinary walking cannot activate. 3 times per week, 20 minutes, 90 days to measurable results. 1 resistance band and 1 wall. That is the entire equipment list. Which of these 3 are you starting with today? And have you been spending money on supplements that have not fully delivered what they promised? Tell me in the comments. I read every one. Your experience helps every other senior in this community understand what questions to bring to their next conversation. If this gave you something you can act on today, please share it. There is someone in your life who is getting weaker and still believes the answer is on that shelf. That one share could change the next 90 days of their life. Subscribe for more honest, practical guidance on living stronger and more independently after 60. 1 video at a time. 1 exercise at a time. 1 informed decision at a time. 1 final thing, and this matters. Everything shared here is general health education based on current research and my experience in senior wellness. It is not a substitute for your personal medical care. Before beginning any new exercise protocol, especially if you are managing cardiovascular disease, joint replacement, osteoporosis, or balance disorders, please speak with your own doctor or physical therapist first. These exercises are designed to be safe and accessible for most seniors, but your health team knows your specific body. Work with them. These 3 exercises work best when they work alongside proper medical guidance. Take care of yourselves. I will see you in the next video.